Hey guys, so in today's video I'm starting with a quote that I found on Instagram, and it reads, "Crazy how everything suddenly gets better once you focus on your life." Isn't that the truth though? Like, isn't that the truth? When you start focusing on your life and start minding your own business and not be in other people's business, isn't it just amazing how everything gets better? So for me, one of the things that I have noticed in the year 2021 is the more I focused on the things that I want for my life, the more things have gotten better, the more paths have opened for me. And it's just really incredible. And I thought for this video I should start with this quote, and maybe it might inspire somebody to also start looking more at their own lives, focusing on the things that they would like for their lives. Welcome to A Budget with a July Dreamer, guys. My name is Miranda, and on this channel I share everything personal finance. Specifically, I talk about saving, I talk about investing, and I talk about budgeting. For today's video though, I will be talking about the financial life and financial goals that I set for the year 2021. I do have my tiny budget book that I bought from Amazon, and the first page is financial goals for the year. I don't think you can see it because it literally, I'm filming during the day and natural light is giving me all the feels. So I want to go through the financial goals that I set for the year 2021, and I think I've done a video on an update on how I was doing with these goals, but obviously as we come into the end of the year, I figured let me share with you the goals that I had set, how I focused on my life, and how I have been able to accomplish these goals. I think I set 16 goals. Yeah, I set 16 goals and I have accomplished 15, and we'll talk about each and every single one of these goals in this video. So let's begin. The first goal that I set myself was to increase my tithe and giving to 10% of my income. Guys, let me just say this: you don't have to be a Christian or a Muslim or whatever religion. You just have to be a good person. You don't have to believe in tithing if you don't go to church or mosque or what have you. That is your business. I am not here to judge, but I will tell you this. For me, in my life, when I have given from my heart, and it doesn't have to be financially, it just has to be you giving whatever. It could be your time, it could be food, it could be whatever, from your heart, I have received tenfold back. And this is not to say, oh, give so that you can expect something back. When I give, I never expect anything back. I just want the good vibes to go to the world, and hopefully maybe one day in the future when I have my own kids, some of that goodness can come back to my kids. I don't want it for me. Sure, it will be nice, but for me, I just think I give to the world that one day somebody might be nice to my kids, somebody might be nice to my extended family, my parents, or what have you. That's what I do. I want to give a little bit of good vibes, a little bit of goodness to the world, and I hope the world reciprocates to my family, my friends, and what have you. It doesn't necessarily have to be to me. Okay, so my goal, 10%, increase my tithe and giving to 10%. Previously I used to give £100 here or what have you, but this year 2021 I really wanted it to be 10% of my income, and that I have achieved that goal throughout the year, and I'm very happy, grateful, and humbled that I'm in a position to be able to give that much back. So goal number one, done. Goal number two was to purchase an investment property. I literally started working on this goal back in October of 2020. I started scouring for houses and I couldn't find anything until January. I found a property that I absolutely loved, but I missed out on somebody who had a better offer than I did. But on the very same day, I found another property that I got, and it was a blessing in disguise. So I was able to accomplish goal number two of buying an investment property, and I'm thankful for that. So goal number two, done. Goal number three was to fund my investment, my emergency fund, sorry, with at least £15,000 before the end of the year. So for those of you who have seen my emergency fund celebration where I did my little dance, which I still don't regret because I was able to save £10,000. Initially, my goal was to save £15,000, but I reassessed. I looked at my financial standing and I realized whereas 15K was still doable, I had other financial goals that I wanted to focus on. And with a new rental property, I wanted to have a little bit more money set aside for that, so that if anything happened, which the first couple of months did, I was able to have that money available for that. This is why I decided to then change my goal from 15K to 10K, and I was able to achieve the 10K mark back in October. And again, another incredible goal that I was able to accomplish, and I'm very humbled and thankful that I was able to do just that. So goal number 3 was accomplished. Goal number 4 was to increase my investment contribution to 10%. Again, these 10% here, 10% there were my thing for 2021, and again, I was able to do exactly that. As I have grown, as I have read more about investments, built my knowledge on investing, I realized I could be doing a little bit more. Yes, everybody wishes they had started back when they were in their 20s, but to be honest, I do not regret the fact that I have started to focus heavily on investing in my 30s. In my 20s, I was busy living my life and I have zero regrets. Sure, it would have been nice to have this financial knowledge back then, but you know what? Everything that I did in my 20s, all the struggles that I went through, everything I experienced, I cherish that. And because I was able to do a lot of those things, I now don't have a heart of regret on missing out on certain things because I did it all. I'm over that. It's out of my system. Now I'm focusing on building wealth for myself, for my future children, for my family. That is what I'm focusing on now in my 30s. And this is why I decided, okay, I've been investing little by little since way back when. Now I can actually take the foot off, the gas and just floor it. So that's what I've done. I've increased to 10%, and in the new year I'm actually going to increase that to 15%. So slowly but surely, as I get older, I would like to continue increasing my investment contribution. So 10% increase to investment contribution, I did that. So that is goal number 4. That was also done. Goal number 5 was to pay off my car before the end of the year. So I had bought my car back about 3 years ago now, because I was in a 3-year contract, a hire purchase, which again at that time it wasn't a big deal because I just thought everybody has got a car payment. Like everybody that I know, everybody in my immediate circle all have a car payment. So for me, it didn't seem like a bad thing. Having a car on lease felt like the right passage, if I could say that. Like there wasn't anything wrong with it. But again, I started educating myself on finances and what have you, and I realized that as much as the car for me is something I needed because of my work, I mean now I'm 100% home-based, but back then I realized this is just a debt that I was dragging along. This is not, this money, I was sending almost £300 every single month towards paying off my car. I realized that, okay, I don't want this debt any longer. I would like to actually use that money for something else. And because I was able to pay off my car, I was able to increase my tithe. I was able to increase my investment contributions. I was able to increase my savings. So back in March, yes, I believe it was March of this year, I was able to pay off my car. I had about just under £9,000 left. And at that time, you would not believe this, but I had about 20K in my emergency fund. I decided that was too much, so I used part of that money and I paid off my car. That is what I did, and then I started on the journey again of saving up at least 15K. So that is what I did with the money that I had at that time. So goal number 5, that's also done. Then another thing is I say to pay off my Peloton bike before the end of the year. This one is quite interesting for me, and yes, let me say it already, goal number 6 was also done back in March. So I got my Peloton bike in September, October of 2020, you know, when it was still the hype, and I definitely wanted it, and I had to speak. I wanted to get it in July, but it was out of stock then last year. And then I was like, okay, do you know what, maybe this is a good time for me to think about, like, really think about it. Am I actually going to be making use of this bike? Because it's a lot of money. I think I got it for 1,800, and I was like, it's gonna cost me a lot of money, so I really need to have this as something that I would definitely make use of. And I did. When I got it for a whole 6 months straight, I made use of it. But then slowly, I won't lie, as things started to open back, it's something that I realized even though I waited 2 months to make the decision, I still did it in haste. So right now I have the bike. I have paused my membership because I'm not using the bike that much, but it's something that I actually wish I had bought something cheaper because I decided to go with pay later, which a very stupid move, because I did have the money in my emergency fund. I could have cleared that in one go, but no, I decided to drag it on. And then again, educating myself, I realized this is just debt that I'm struggling along. So instead of spending 170 pounds every single month towards paying my Peloton bike, I decided to move that money towards my other financial goals. So goal number 6, pay off Peloton bike before the end of the year, was completed in March. Then goal number 7 was to pay extra towards my mortgage monthly. This is something that I want to say is partially complete, because I definitely started in February. So what I did, because I didn't pay anything extra in January, I paid double extra in February to make up for January, and I continued on until I believe August, when I made the decision to take a break from paying extra towards my mortgage, because I realized actually I wanted to use that money for other financial goals that I had, and I do not regret that. Now I have started again to do that, and I do not regret it, but now I'm not putting as much as I was putting at the beginning of the year. So that goal, I think personally, is partially done. Then the next one was to save 1,200 in my holiday fund. I was able to do this in June, and then I was able to use this money in November for my holiday to the Maldives. So that is also done. Goal number 9 was to renovate my garden. I did that. I was able to renovate my garden. It cost me an arm and a leg, but I did it. Yes, so goal number 9 was also done. Then goal number 10 was to become consumer debt free. So by paying off my car, by paying off my Peloton bike, and paying off my credit card whenever I use it every single month, made me consumer debt free. So I was able to accomplish that 10th goal as well. Then the other goal, 11th goal, was to enjoy 2 vacations abroad. I did that. I had one in August when I went to Croatia, and had one in November when I went to the Maldives. Again, complete. Then pay off 20k of my 220,000 loan on the house. I have not been able to accomplish that because I have been focusing on other goals. That 20k that I have paid off this house, well, towards this house, I decided to put in my rental property. So I didn't do that, which again, I'm not mad about. It's fine. My 13th goal was to invest 60% of my rental income, but this was an oversight on my part because my rental property pays for itself. So but whatever money is left, I am saving to build up the emergency fund instead of investing that money yet. So I haven't put that money in the stock market just yet, but once I have a good enough pot, I will start doing just that. So goal number 13 is not exactly complete, but it is, I will give myself partial, because I am saving what is left when I pay for all of the expenses associated with my rental property. Goal number 14 was to start a YouTube channel talking about money and investing, Hi, I'm Miranda. Welcome to my channel. So I did that, and goal number 15, after I started educating myself on personal finance, I added sinking funds. So I set up my sinking funds. Again, that's complete. Then for goal number 16, sorry, the postman just got here. For goal number 16 was to start selling digital products on Etsy. And again, this is another goal that I accomplished. So I'll leave a link in the description bar below of my Etsy shop. I do sell digital products, and they are mostly budgeting templates. So if you're interested in checking out the budgeting templates that I sell, I'll leave the link in the description bar below. So I think of 16 life and financial goals that I set for myself in 2021, being able to accomplish, I think, 15 of them, but it actually, won't say 15, I would say 14. Being able to accomplish 14 is incredible for me. I am not mad about not being able to pay off at least 20k towards my mortgage. Girl, when I set this, I did not have the financial knowledge that I do now. So instead of putting that towards my mortgage, I would like to have a mortgage-free home in the future to retire in. But for now, I am building assets that are generating income so that I'll be able to enjoy more of the money in my retirement, and early retirement at that. So I think I did really good with all of my goals for 2021. Let me know in the comments below how you were able to do with your goals, if you set any goals. If you don't set annual goals, again, there's nothing wrong with that, but I would really encourage you to think about setting annual goals at the beginning of the year, or even, like for me, I already set my goals for next year in November, filmed the video and shared it in December. And now I've already started working towards my 2022 annual goals. So this is how I do it, and I would encourage anybody who wants to do that to go ahead. It is absolutely great. Don't wait for January, because January is when we make false promises to ourselves. Like, I'm gonna start going to the gym. Before the month is even over, we drop that goal. So because most of the goals that we set then are unrealistic, and there's so much pressure around us, making us think, oh, I should also be setting these goals. No, start now when there isn't too much pressure. Focus on yourself. Focus on being realistic, being focused, being targeted on exactly what you would like to accomplish in the new year. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video.